But I know you've done lots of things, and I always wonder, are there some things that you are particularly proud of that maybe people don't know a lot about? Because you're announced here as Firefly, Chuck, Angel, but I always wonder, is there something else you're very proud of as an actor?
I've been doing it about 40 years, a little more than 40 years. In the beginning, I started in a movie called My Bodyguard. It's a good movie for younger children. Well, I'd say 10 to 18-year-olds. Very good movie about high school. And then Firefly and X-Files. Had a good time on X-Files. I played a super soldier whose name was Noel Rohrer. Try saying that 3 times fast. Noel Rohrer.
After the Glühwein.
Yeah, Glühwein. And Full Metal Jacket was a Stanley Kubrick movie about Vietnam, the war in Vietnam, and specifically the attack during the Tet Offensive on Hue City, bloody conflict. But I got to work with Stanley Kubrick for a little bit. That was fun. And I've done a show called The Last Ship, which is about a pandemic virus that kills 5 billion people. So our virus was worse. Can't make fun of the virus, but that's what our show is about. Gallows humor. How do you say gallows humor in German?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm not sure. Galgenhumor. Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Galgen. Galgenhumor.
Galgenhumor.
Nice. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Gallows humor. Thank you. Okay. B23. Who has B23 on their bingo cards? Yes, sir. You win.
What do I get?
A question for free.
You get a free question.
Awesome.
Just the one. And a cigar from my cigar purveyor.
Is this the Terminator C? I see. What is happening there?
Robert Patrick, ladies and gentlemen.
So, we talked earlier. How many beers does it take to talk politics these days?
Oh, at least 6, I think.
But we're not going to talk about
Nice, 5, 6.
Very good.
So, funny enough, my dad was actually in Hue at the time. But my question is actually about your character, Animal Mother and Jane. I noticed, at least I did, a similarity between the two. Did you actually draw on your character from Full Metal Jacket for any part of that character development in Firefly?
I think I had better trigger discipline during Firefly. There's a trigger discipline. How do you say trigger discipline in German?
Trigger discipline.
Yeah, like you don't want to.
Trigger your trigger finger.
Yeah,
is
trigger.
happy.
Booger hook. Bang switch.
Okay.
You want your booger hook off the bang switch, and I think I did that better in Firefly than I did
That was a
in.
matter of maturity.
I blame Lee Ermey. I blame the gunny. He wasn't there training me. He was trying to steal the role from what's his name, the door gunner, Colcheri. Yeah, and he did it, but he wasn't there when I had my finger on the trigger.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so that I don't know. They're both big, strong guys. They like guns and girls and good cigar and some good mother's milk. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? You have no idea where I'm going with this.
Having a good time.
I'm having a good time. Wish you were here.
Das ist die Hauptsache.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, American expatriate.
Yeah, still a patriot.
There you go.
Thank you for your question. So we have another one already lining up.
Hello, so first I wanted to thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So my question is about The Last Ship. I read about the production of the show and I found out it was actually filmed on a US Navy ship. So how was it to work on to film on a real warship?
The Navy allowed us access to film aboard ship several times. They took us out over the horizon on a training mission. We became familiarized with the crew. The most interesting thing I found out about Navy ships is how young the people are that are in charge. You know, the people that run the ship are 19, 20, 21 years old, and they know the systems, they know the weapons, and you know, from stem to stern, they can control the ship. So I felt very blessed to be a part of that. My father was in the service after World War II, and he was headed towards Japan, but they dropped the bomb and the war ended. So, but he talked to me a bit about the Navy when I was younger. So, again, I felt honored and blessed to be a part of that. And The Last Ship is a wonderful show if you get a chance to see it, especially if you're familiar with pandemic flu. We had the red flu in that show. Very bad bug.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yikes.
Hello.
Hello.
I was wondering if there are any props you kept from any of your shows that you really like.
Ooh, props that I've kept, yes. From Firefly, I kept the Jane's knife and his hat and several of his shirts. The hat, the knitted orange cap, which I see only hair today. We auctioned that hat off for charity, and someone paid $5,000 for it, and it went to a very nice charity. The statue, my character had a statue in one of the episodes, and I kept I kept the head of the statue. I broke the head off of the statue in an unauthorized manner. They got very mad at me, but I kept it anyway, and I auctioned that one off for charity. Fortunately, it went to, I didn't get in too much trouble because it went to Joss Whedon's charity. And there's a man out there now who has a Twitter handle called Jane_statue, and he has the head. So I kept that for a little while, and some shirts, the boots. I didn't keep Vera or my pistol, but Vera was a shotgun that they modified, and they wanted, I don't know, $10,000 or $20,000 for it. I said, nah, it's just a shotgun. So I didn't keep that. I should have.
Thank you.
Oh, who is this character, by the way?
I'm the Babadook.
The Babadook? Babadook. Yikes. Thank you. Scary. I'm gonna have nightmares.
Yeah, you can watch the movie. It's really scary as well. It's called The Babadook.
The Babadook. Does the Babadook steal your soul? Or just your blood?
Oh, it's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. It's a fairy tale nightmare.
What is your name, sir?
Hi, my name is Olaf, and I'm a huge Firefly fan. And I got two questions,
Yeah.
actually. The first is why? So how was it possible that such a great show was cancelled? And the second is, do you have maybe some information, or do you can imagine there will be a spin-off or somehow a reboot of this great series? Because I actually want more of it.
Yeah. Well, 20 years ago, 2002, it was canceled at Christmas time. I remember when they came and knocked on the door of my little dressing room, and they said, hurry up to set. Joss is there. We've been canceled. A lot of crying. It was canceled because we didn't have as much streaming services then. I think if that show was on now, it would have been picked up by one of the streaming services, and it would probably have continued for a bit longer. But we did some wonderful work. We knew we were under the gun, and Fox Television only had a little bit of real estate at that time, meaning they only had 2 hours of prime time, the 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock hours. So there wasn't enough room for our 2-hour pilot on Wednesday nights. This was the first year of American Idol, which took up all of the space, and there wasn't room for us. So they gave us Friday nights at 8 o'clock, which is back then it was known as the death slot, especially for a show that was supposed to be for younger, cooler people. You be quiet. What was the other part of the question?
The other question was if there will be a reboot.
Oh,
do you have some inside information, or can you imagine there will be something like that?
We start filming in
And
2 weeks.
who will be, if there will be a reboot, who will be played Jane?
Right. Good question.
Thank you.
I won't let anyone else play Jane. No. That would be impossible. You know, there's an old saying in Hollywood, I don't believe it until the check clears.
Well, which one?
I don't believe anything until the check clears. So, never say never.
But you have no information if there's a reboot or something.
If I did, I couldn't tell you.
But hope dies at least.
Ask Nathan and Joss.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So you have a question or no? No? Okay.
No.
So
You have a question?
Yes, please. So you
Okay.
just talked about how it was a horrible day when Christmas knocked at your door and said, Firefly, no, that's not happening anymore. But then afterwards, there was some traction and it grew larger, the fan base grew and it was a cult hit. So, I mean, it's unprecedented. I think that a show that was cancelled through the first season and then got a feature film afterward. How did you get this news, and how did you get to the vibe of I don't know, the internet? Was it already, did you get the vibe of everything that was happening?
Yeah, the internet was in its infancy.
Yeah.
Well, that very night when they canceled us, Joss and Tim Minear, they set to work getting the movie up and running and making deals with other studios, and finally 20th Century Fox said yes. So never give up hope. And I think Serenity is a good movie. We killed too many characters off, but it's a good movie. Yeah.
Do you follow the comics at all, like the storyline that's going on there?
No. I've seen a little bit of them, and I've had the honor of signing a few of them. Those are fun. But it hurts in my heart to revisit it without any chance of playing the character again, because that character was fun, and so it's hard for me to revisit that stuff.
Yeah, I can imagine. So we're already at our last question. Time flew by, so maybe let's talk about Chuck for one last time. I love the show, the humor, the action, the adventure, and obviously you three, you had such good chemistry. How was it like for you to film the show, and did you feel it from the get-go that you had something special there?
Yes, Chuck from the get-go was something that was very, very special, and that's a testament to Zachary Levi's talent and beauty, and he's like a modern-day Dick Van Dyke. Where is everybody running to? That must be Robert England's something or other. Just kidding. We had 90 episodes, 91 episodes, and we just had a ball. It was originally pitched as Get Smart, an action comedy, and we were on the bubble every year, though. We weren't picked up until the very last moment, and Subway had to come in. Another thing about streaming is I think we would have done better in streaming, but Warner Brothers loved the movie and they kept us going. And I'm John Casey.
Yes.
Yeah, see, probably my most famous line from that whole show is a simple. Hope you enjoy. Chuck, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, we're gonna do a selfie with you guys, so please get up and wave your hands.
Hey! Enjoy this with us, yeah! Come on!
So everybody, get ready. 1, 2, 3, go! Great job. So thank you, Adam Baldwin from Firefly, Angel, Chuck, and a lot of other shows and movies. It was a great time having you here. Hope to see you again. Thank you guys, and Dankeschön an die Technik.
See you at the market.
See you at the Christmas market.